Welcome back, colleagues. Welcome back to our students. Let's just wait for some minutes so that all our students can join us on Teams. I just requested Ms. Matome Raisibe to post on the YouTube chat that we will all now gather here again. So we want to thank all the academics who are here, all our teams that are here, and we want to thank our media team that assisted us in putting one synchronized video after the 2 days experience. Colleagues, we are learning, and 4IR has its own challenges, but as the College of Education, we'll be able to advise other colleges. We are the trendsetters, that if you want to do this, the best thing to do it is this way. So experience is the best teacher. Now we are no longer theorizing 4IR, but we know how it works. And I just want to say thank you for just throwing and plunging ourselves into the deep end and experiencing how the online platform is working. We welcome back our sign language interpreter, Ms. Winnie Ngobeni, who is here. And we also welcome all our students who are getting in. I hope, Maud, you are admitting them quickly back into the system. Now here it will be a normal classroom where we are asking questions. By show of hand, our academics are here. I saw Ms. Manyaka is here, Mr. Mukati is here, Professor Van Veek, Dr. Setlaku is here, and I hope also the module lecturer BPT 1501, Ms. Muila and Ms. Mudipa, they are also here to respond to questions. So let me allow our students to raise their hands and to ask the questions. Some will continue to be written on the chat box, and I hope our academics and our admin staff, student support advisors, they will respond as quickly as they can, or because the chat box is so active. So thank you for all the participants that are here. The number is rising now in Teams. We for the students who are coming back. Charlene, throw your first question.
Hello, I just want to find out, I'm currently doing the old curriculum, which is 02607, and I'm doing my last year teaching practice, which is TPN 374. Can I still complete my teaching practice in a high school?
You are doing the old curriculum?
Yes, I'm still doing the old one.
TPN what?
TPN 3704. My old curriculum was 02607. It was the intermediate and senior phase qualification.
Okay, it's intermediate and senior phase.
Yes.
Can I ask the department of Professor Van Veek the academics who are here. I saw Dr. Meren Sefura, Mr. Mukati, Prof. Van Veek. Can any of the academics respond to Charlene?
Yes, I can, Prof. Mahano. Charlene, TPN 3704 is an intermediate phase module. So you cannot do that at a high school. It is for grades 4 to 6. So you have to do it in the intermediate phase in the primary school.
So there's no way that I can do it in a high school. I did speak to the teaching practice lecturer for the module. She said that I must indicate that I'm doing the old curriculum and for me to still continue to do it in the 8th to 9 because I'm currently teaching in a high school. So
okay, no, I do understand. So if it's an old curriculum, so it will be intermediate and senior phase. So you tell them that, and you can do it in the senior phase, which is grade 7 to 9.
To 7 to 9. Okay, so I can do it in 8 to 9. And in terms of the subject, are we allowed to teach EMS as well?
Are you allowed to teach?
EMS.
That you'll have to ask the primary lecturer because each primary lecturer, and that is Dr. Maja, and she will respond to you. You can just pop her an email and ask her about the subject choice.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sefura, for responding so well. Thank you. Anyone with a question from the students? I don't see the hands here. Okay.
Prof. Prof. Mahano, sorry to interrupt, please.
Yes.
With that question from Charlene, remember it's an old curriculum. It's grade 4 to 9. It's intermediate and senior phase. So yes, Charlene can do it in the senior phase because of the old curriculum.
In the senior phase. In other words, because she's working at the high school, she will have to
at the senior phase, which means grade 7 to 9. She can do that practicals. Yes.
Prof. So Charlene, you got it clear now.
Okay,
you
so I just need to indicate on the DSR form that I'm doing the old curriculum.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Moloto, for the comment. Any other hand? I don't see the hands on my screen. Okay, student can ask. Yes, ask because I don't see your hand.
I would like to know, at registration, we had to fill in that online DSAR form. Will the teaching practice office contact you with regards to that, or should you go to the school that you chose yourself?
That's all.
Thank you, Prof. Yes, you need to complete a DSAR 25 form. Remember, you still need to go to a school to give you the permission to come and do your teaching practice there. So you need to complete all the details, and the principal should sign that form and with a school stamp. And then you can forward to the teaching practice department with all the correct details of the dates and where are you going to do the teaching practice. And then they will allocate a supervisor for you, and then they will be in contact with the student. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So thank you, sir. So the days that we see the online form, it required you to enter dates. Are those dates flexible, or should you stick to the dates that you put in on the online form at registration?
No, you can fix the dates. Remember, the dates must be convenient to you. Even the school must be convenient to you and must offer the phase that you are studying. So should you say, no, you're no longer going to do the teaching practice between April and May, for example, you can put in the details with the correct details to the teaching practice department. But you must notify the teaching practice department so that they can allocate a supervisor and a mentor to you. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. I got that.
Thank you. Jovan Fredericks, go ahead, ask a question.
I just asked my question. Thank you.
Oh, it's you. Okay. I see. DL Gerber, can you ask the question or mute your mic? see hands here. It means our students are happy. They are no longer asking.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, Kari.
Yes, I've got a question. So I had a bit of a problem. I had already started with my teaching practice, and I did 3 weeks at a private school. So I submitted my TSAR form, and it was received for that school. So the teaching practice I'm aware is 5 consecutive weeks, and I did my 3 weeks. However, I was highly mistreated in the school. I wasn't given time to do any observation. I wasn't even teaching the subjects that I'm meant to be teaching. So my question is, do I have to restart my teaching practice? Or can I finish my 2 weeks in another school? And also, how long do I have to finish that 2 weeks? Because now it's not a consecutive 5 weeks anymore because I had to break from that school.
Which modules are you teaching?
Yeah, can I come in, Prof?
Yes. Okay. Yes, you can come in.
Can I come in, Prof?
Yes. Yes, you can respond, Lord.
Yes, Prof. Regarding the question, yes, we are aware that in some other schools, our students may not be treated correctly. And then if the student is experiencing some such challenges, she must immediately communicate with the teaching practice unit so that the teaching practice unit can come in to further advise. For an example, in placing you at another school, and then regarding the weeks that you've already spent, teaching practice will guide you.
All right. Okay, that makes sense. I just have another question as well. Well, just based on my experience as well, in the YouTube videos, it was mentioned there that we have to respect the ethos of the school we're in. We have to be punctual, etc. But how do we ensure that schools also respect us? I know we have to register with SACE as well to protect student teachers, but how do we avoid that exploitation from being an ongoing thing?
Okay, bro. That one, unfortunately, is something that we cannot avoid. But that is why we've got the teaching practice unit that go along you during your practicals. In other schools, especially private schools, we may not have any control whatsoever. But we do encourage students to actually conduct their practicals in private school and public schools. The only thing is that when you experience some challenges and ill treatment, you just need to report back to the college so that we can assist you in placing you at another school. But your attitude at the school, that we cannot do anything about. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can I request, there are people whose mics are on, we can't hear, we struggle to hear. Yes, no, thank you. I see Kineilwe, your hand is up. Kineilwe, can you ask a question? Kineilwe Vanessa?
Hello?
Yes, we hear you, Kineilwe. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Ask a question.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, clear.
Ma'am?
Yes, we hear you, Kineilwe.
Can we please mute our mics? Can we please mute our mics? We are struggling to hear other students here. Can we please mute our mics, please?
Precious
Switch off your
Manyaka.
camera.
Precious Manyaka, can you mute your mic?
Come to ask questions that are supposed to go to a theory module or is supposed to go to some Shaba. It comes to me. If you're with the SAT, each module coordinates the issues that are to their test. So please, if you understand, you have a clear understanding of who to go to, which
We really have a challenge now. Kenailwe, are you still there? Vanessa Malachi. If you can ask again or you write on the chat box. Okay, another question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes, ask your question. Kineilwe?
Oh, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, just talk. Ask a question.
Can I ask?
Yes, we are waiting for your question.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were not hearing me. Okay. While I was doing the registration, I was struggling to register the teaching practice module. So I called your toll-free number, and I was told to fill in the DSAR 25 form. Then I filled it, and I submitted it, and I got an email saying that I should check if I've registered. So I don't know if I should first register the module and submit the form after, or what. I really don't know. I'm confused.
Tebato, can you guide the student? Mr. Mloto, are you still here?
I'm here, Prof. I'm struggling to hear the question. Can maybe Kineilwe?
She's saying she has filled in the DSAR 25 form. Now she's still waiting. She doesn't know whether she must first register first and then submit the form. It's a simple question. Yes.
Okay. No. Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much for the question. Kineilwe, please register for the module first before you complete the DSAR 25 form. Because remember, DSAR 25 form is for your placement. You need to be registered for the teaching practice module, ma'am. And registration is extended until the 26th of March. Ne? The closing date for payment will be the 31st. Register first, and then you can submit the DSAR later, ma'am, once you are registered.
Thank you, Mr. Mloto. Nikiwe Amen Mazibugo, can you ask your question? Nikiwe?
Okay.
Nikiwe?
Hello.
Ask
can you
your
hear me?
question. Yes, we
Can
hear you clear. Yes.
Okay. My question, actually, I've got two questions. Ne? So the first one is, while we were listening to the presentations, ne? So there was this one which they explained on the foundation phase, that the 5 weeks can be split like into grades, maybe 2 weeks in grade R, 1 week in grade 1, 2, and 3. So I want to know for senior and FET phase, that is there like any, like do they split the grades as well, or maybe we should stick to one grade, either grade 8 or grade 10, or how do we do it on that one? And then my second question.
Can I answer that question?
Let's respond to the first question first, Nikiwe. Mr. Mkati, respond.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Prof. I just want to respond to the question with regards to senior and the FET phase. We advise students that they should at least spend half of their teaching practice in senior phase and the last half in the FET phase, so that at the end of the day, they shall have covered those 25 days. So you can be able to split it in that way, half in senior phase and half. Thank you.
Thank you. Then Nikiwe, second question.
Okay. My second question is, when I was registering for the TPS 2601, I, like, on the school information, I entered another school like Erasmus Monareng. So when I went there, I couldn't get space when I actually went to fill the DSR form. So I went to another school, to Tolisedi, so they filled that form. So I want to know, there won't be any clash like between the two, because I've submitted the other one for Tolisedi. And I want to know again, is it fine as I've submitted the form in form of an email, that one which was provided on the form, or must I submit it again on the submission page?
Mr. Mloto, Mr. Shabangu, can you respond to the student?
Okay, Prof. Regarding the submission of the form, I will also ask Mr. Mokwena to put in an email address on our chat box on like direct student where they should submit their DSAR 25 forms. And the question says, she on the system put in the information for Erasmus school and later changed to another school. You need to submit the form of the Tolisedi, which is the correct information, and the teaching practice office will allocate the supervisor to you to come at Tolisedi. So the email address will be on the chat box, but it's teachprec@unisa.ac.za, and then they will redirect it to the relevant province, Prof.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moloto. Any other hands? I still see the old hands on my screen. It's Lungelo Mkari. We have responded. Nikiwe, we have responded. Are we okay, students? Sweetness? Okay.
Prof. Mahano.
Yes.
Prof. Mahano.
Yes, Dr. Setlaku, you can respond.
Yeah, and I've been struggling, but at least I'm back. I don't know how long it's going to happen, but I just wanted to add to Nikiwe's response on the two schools. So in that case, if she completed the first one, like she explained, she has to complete the second one because you will be getting to another school. Otherwise, if she completes one form and then next time and she goes to another school for the other module, she won't be allocated the supervisor. So we need she needs to complete another form and send it to teaching practice. I just wanted to add that. Remember, we have, two models of teaching practice, the 5 weeks and the 5 weeks split into session 1 and 2 and session 2. So we are accommodating, those kind of events or eventualities. You find that, like she has explained, for this module, I did not get space for this module at this particular school. So, you see, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You got cut, but
Yeah.
we got the message. We got the message, Dr. Slako.
You got the message.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
2 forms.
Okay.
Send them to teaching practice. Okay.
Thank you. Sweetness. Thank you, Dr. Slako. Sweetness, can you ask your question?
Thank you, Prof. My question is that when I go to my module site for TPF, it's not showing. So I wanted to know how to get access to the tutorials. And then also I heard that the due date for assignment 1 is 25 May. Does it mean if 25 May comes and I haven't covered that 5 weeks, does it mean that I have failed my assignment 1? And then also I heard about the forms that we should sign. I haven't signed any form. So I wanted to find out where to get them and any due date to them now. Thank you.
What is your module code before they respond to you? What is your module code?
2601.
TP?
TPF
2601. Okay. TPF.
I'll take the question. I'll take the question.
Ms. Manyaka, can you
Yes,
respond?
I'll take two because my hand was up to answer one person who was also not able, he was not audible, but I got part of the question.
Okay.
To start with the last question, the student cannot talk about completing 5 weeks before they submit assignment 1. She needs to go back to the tutorial letters just to understand which assignment stands for. The contents for assignment 1 are the same contents for DSAR form. You need to go to a school that you have identified, and at that school you'll get the mentor that is allocated to you to fill in the forms and the principal. So this doesn't need you to do physical teaching practice. That's why I said on the audio that immediately when you have registered, take care of your assignment 1, which means that I'm saying go and look for a school that is convenient as soon as possible. So the 25th is even far. If you have already registered by end of March, you can be able to load. We already have students who have loaded, and we congratulate them for taking this time to make sure that they are in schools in time. So the 25th May, it cannot be held by your doing teaching practice. You need to understand very clearly that this is prior to doing teaching practice. Another question from one student, they said they need to understand, because we said there are theory modules and the teaching practice coordinator. As a coordinator for TPF 3704, for example, I am your contact person for every questions that are relating to the portfolios. But should there be a question that I cannot understand, maybe I'm not so good in maths, you are asking a certain question where I said, I want to understand this data or whatever, I will refer to the lecturer. I can copy you or I can get the answer and send it back to you. But for the teaching practice questions, the first person you should talk to is your teaching practice coordinator. That is in your tutorial 101. I hope I answered all questions on the last one. I got the one assignment 1. I don't know what was the other question. She talked about filling forms. I wasn't sure what was it about. Thank you.
It's the DSAR form, 25 form that she was talking about. And I think you have answered, because you said you must go to assignment 1, because assignment 1 is also related to the DSAR 25 form. I think you have answered. Yes. Thank you very much. Are you okay, Sweetness?
Not yet. The first question was that when I go to my module site, I can't find that module TPF 2601, so I can't access anything.
Memanyaka?
In that case, I suggest that you send an email to your lecturer, but it is a function. Maybe it has to do something with registration. But what we do usually send to ICT and say, check the status of this student. One thing that I need to emphasize is that you must know that as lecturers, we don't have access to systems. Some of you write emails and say, open the system, I want to submit, even though it's closing date, or check why am I not visible. Those are the system issues, but we do help in finding answers. So if you write an email to your module lecturer, they will first check your status and will send to the right relevant people to make sure that they try to load you. Thank you.
Can I have the email, please?
Sorry, I'm here. It's Mr. Mkati here. I'm responsible for TPS 2601. Please send me an email today. Then I will direct you to the right people. Thank you.
I think she said TPF.
Oh, didn't she say? Oh, I thought it's TPS.
They are very close. You can't hear it clearly. Sweetness?
Oh.
TPF 260.
Oh, okay. No, I thought it's TPS.
S in sugar or F in Freddy.
Freddy. F in Freddy.
That's 2602 is Professor Kroch.
Okay. Can you write the email on the chat box, Memanyaka?
I'll write the email address on the chat box. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I think I no longer see the hands of the students on my screen. I don't know if Tato Shipuli has a question.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you can ask.
Hello.
Who is saying hello? Ask a question. I can't see your name.
In the portfolio, there is only one copy of each form, and I'm majoring in both geography and English. So do I sit in one subject class or both?
Sure. Which module, can you give us the module code? Because some of the modules are not in the College of Education. Can you give us the module code so that we direct you to the right lecturer?
TPS.
What is your module? It is what?
TPS.
Okay.
2601.
2601.
Yes, ma'am.
Memanyaka, it's Prof. Kroch, not so? So your lecturer is Professor Kroch on your study guide.
TPF, F for Freddy, ma'am.
Yes.
TPF, you okay?
TPS.
All right, you do have your tutorials.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you have her contacts under 101.
Okay.
Write an email to.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. The next one, Google to Vilagasi.
Greetings, ma'am.
Yes, Google, ask.
Oh, I haven't registered the teaching practice module. So will that be a problem if I register it next year?
Each year, there is a teaching practice module that you need to do. So, I think Dr. Hanaway.
Can I do 2 at year?
Dr. Hanaway, can you explain?
Yes.
The sequence. Yes.
Good morning, students. It is advised and you should only register one teaching practice per year in terms of the progression of knowledge in your qualification that culminates in the practical part that is the teaching practice. That being said, I see some of you have registered more than one teaching practice. And if that is the case and you're on the old curriculum, you still need to do each teaching practice's amount of days, which means if you have 2 teaching practices, you are going to be doing 50 days in total this year. The student that asked the question now, it depends how long you're going to take to do your degree. So you can start your teaching practice 1 next year while you move over to level 2 modules, but then you will be left with the 4th teaching practice at the end. And in your final year, you are allowed to do 2 teaching practices if they are your final modules. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Dr. Hanaway. I hope it's clear for all the students. Each year, there is a module for teaching practice. Thank you for unpacking the sequence. Shapira Khaladi, can you ask the question? Shapira or Safira Khaladi? Okay. Caleb Babulal. Caleb, it's your turn now.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, can you hear me?
Caleb.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon.
can I ask?
Me?
It's the turn for Caleb. Caleb.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you clear. Ask your question.
Ma'am, I have a question regarding the SACE number and the police clearance. Do we have to first submit our DSAR 25 form first and then apply for police clearance, or should we do that once we are going to submit our portfolio? When do we apply for SACE number?
Okay, who else will be helping me now? Dr. Setlako, Mr. Shabangu, Mr. Mloto, if you are able to respond. SACE number and police clearance. Okay, I hope my colleagues will be able.
Prof, I'm here,
Yes.
I'm here, Prof. Personally, I would advise that once, Caleb, once you are registered for all the modules, you will get an a proof of registration. Yes. Attach the proof of registration together with the police clearance and submit at SACE. So you need to have all the supporting documents first. Hello?
Yes,
No,
sir.
continue.
Oh, okay. I thought there was somebody speaking. So once you have all the supporting documents with the teaching practice module that shows that you are registered for that academic year, then you can submit at SACE.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Question? Okay.
Yes,
thank you.
Where do I get police clearance from? How do I apply for that?
Okay. Can I add?
Yes, you can add, Dr. Slago.
Okay, thank you. Right, it is important for all students to register at SACE before they go for teaching practice. What we are going to do, but application for SACE is online. So it has what is important, that is your current registration. They want it as proof. So what we are going to do in teaching practice, we are going to place all the instructions how you do it and on the teaching practice website. So follow that instruction, and we will also have a tutorial for, we will have a tutorial letter sent to all the students immediately, in 2 or 3 weeks time, so that you know exactly what to do. But what is important, remember, when you go to school, you have to be protected. That is why you have to apply, you have to register with SACE. So SACE doesn't want to protect their teachers only. You are their teachers also. So they need to protect you. That is why you need that application. And there is a name for application for police clearance, the person who will be helping you, and which would speed up the process, because application for police clearance take about 6 months. With the help of this person that we will put on the teaching practice module, it will take about 48 hours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm going to call the names of the people who will be asking questions now in that order. I have the first one on my list is Logan Blackada, Tabon Jabulo Sydney, Ilebukile Esther, Moses Mtolo, in that order, and then we will be responding to them. Logan, go first.
Ma'am, I've already asked my question.
Okay.
Thank you.
If Logan has asked, who was on the line first? It's Tabon Jabulo.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear Tabo ask.
I have a question. I forgot it's not the PSA R form, which is the R25 form. So I've already submitted it. And I choose 3 May for my starting with my teaching practice. I'm a first year student, so I want to know when is the 3 May? Am I supposed to go to school to start my teaching practice, or I must first wait until they tell me to go to school?
Sure, I didn't get the question. I wonder if any of our academics or Mr. Mloto got the question. I just had the form and 3 May. I didn't get the question. Is any of our staff in a position to respond to Tabo?
Unfortunately not, Prof. I didn't get what Tabo was saying. Yeah, Tabo? The connection is terrible. He can also come to our chat box. I'm there. I'm waiting for Tabo. He can come to our chat box.
Thank you. Yes. And then...
Can I repeat my question?
No, we can't hear you. Your line is bad. Can you write on the chat box, Tabo? Your line is very bad. We can't hear you. Then let's get who's Kilebuchile? You are the next. Then Moses Mtolo.
Yes, hello.
Yes, Kile.
My question is based on HSY 1511. I received my study material and the tutorial letter, and my first assignment was based on the 8th of February. I wrote my assignment and I submitted it. Later on, I found out that those questions, they were not fully published on the tutorial letter. The questions were supposed to be 50, I think, as I received it. I received the next document, the tutorial letter again. And in that one, there were 50 questions. So I'm just confused whether am I going to answer from question 21, because already I answered 20 questions. So am I supposed to answer from 21, or should I redo it, all of the questions?
Do you see the name of your module lecturer on the tutorial letter?
No.
Let me check inside. On tutorial letter 101 of your module and tutorial letter 001. You'll find the contact details of your tutorial of your lecturer, and also the phone number and the email address. I think that one is better if you email your module lecturer and explain your situation so that you get a clear guidance as to whether you redo the assignment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Moses Mutolo.
Okay, ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, thank you very much. I've registered for module TPS 2601 level 1. So my mentor teacher is teaching grade 8 and 9.
Yes, continue. Dolo. Moses Mtolo, ask your question. You just told us that you are just registered for TPS 2601, which is saying you must teach grade 8 and 9. Now, what is the question? Okay, let's pass. Senior Stearman, ask your question.
Good Good morning, everyone. Thank you for
Morning.
this opportunity. I guess I have 3 questions that I want to ask consecutively.
Yes,
Can
continue.
you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me clearly?
Very clear, very clear.
Okay, awesome. My first question was with regards to what was said in the seminar. They said that for our teaching practice, there's some theory modules that we'd have to base our teaching practice on. So I guess I was wondering for my first question, if the various theory modules that we have to base it on is SED, TAM, and BTE for our teaching prac.
What is your teaching practice module? Can you give us the
I'm a
code?
I'm a first year student, so I'm TPN 2601.
It's TPN 2601, and then
Yes.
the other one is
No, I'm only registered for one teaching practice module.
okay. Then what is your challenge?
I guess what I wanted to know was for this module, would we need to go over our theory modules as said in the seminar? Because they mentioned that we have to go over theory modules to prepare us for our teaching practice. I was just wondering which theory modules is it? Because
Okay. Memanyaka, Dr. Hanaway, which theory module is it for TPN 2601?
That's not for early childhood. I think maybe Dr. Hanaway can.
Tati,
Well,
Dr. Sikora.
Prof. Machano?
Yes, Prof. Van Wyk.
The BTE, it's Mr. Majola and Mrs. Maleka. They're teaching the theory part. They're teaching about different curriculum theories and they're teaching about learning theories. So that is your foundation, how to teach specifically from a theoretical perspective. So that is linked to your teaching practice modules. So Mr. Majola, I hope he's in this meeting to hear what the students ask. Could you send an email to Mr. Majola and Mrs. Maleka? Their information is in your tutorial letter. And they will explain clearly to you how that is linked. They will also have announcements. So you need to go to the module platform where they posted announcements. And they also have discussion, particularly in BTE. It's a year module. So Mr. Majola and Ms. Maleka is active on that platform, even myself, because as the COD, I go into that. So is that clear? So you must have a theory foundation as well as the teaching practice to help you to build competence until your final year, the 4th year in B.Ed. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I guess my next question, sorry, is one of the first year students made it aware to me that because in the seminar it was said that we're not there to do teaching, but we're going to be observing our mentors and the teachers that we are assigned to at our schools. But one of the students reached out to me and asked me, well, not asked me, but basically told me that her experience was based on teaching because she had to fill in for absent teacher. So I was wondering, would we have to prepare lessons for students? Because our assignments are based on observing and then sending it in.
Okay, Prof. Magano, may I ask this part? Mr. Mokati in the Tippy Tube video explained clearly, for your first year, you need to observe. You need to observe what the teacher are doing in the classroom so that you can see. Secondly, you can also chat to the teacher in the classroom how he or she is planning her particular lessons. So the whole objective is for you to be acquainted to the reality of your teaching one day when you stand in a class. So there is clear directions in the tutorial letter what the lecturers expected from you. As Mr. Mokati explained to you, it's more observational. You will get maybe on your module platform videos to observe particular ways how to observe, but the lecturer in that module will clearly explain to you. Is that clear to all of the students who's on this platform? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And then I guess my last question, I don't want to take up everybody's time, but my last question is, with my teaching prac, my date is for the 3rd of May for my school, my choice of school. And I saw that someone said that you have to be registered with SACE before you go for your teaching prac. I heard that the duration of it takes about 6 months or so. But would I not be able to, because I've been confirmed that my dates that I've chosen, I will be able to start on those specific dates that I've chosen for my school to do my teaching practice. I was wondering, my question is, if I'm not registered with SACE, would I not be able to go on those dates that I have chosen for the school and have been confirmed for my teaching prac?
Dr. Setlako?
Okay, thank you. It doesn't mean that when you're not registered at the moment, at the time when you go for teaching practice, you are not allowed to. And I said it takes 6 months if you do it on your own. But if you sought the help of Mr. Mulman, if you sought the help of Mr. Mulman, it will take about 48 hours. So please, students.
So I've already sent an email to Mr. Morman concerning the police clearance, because I know someone said, hello.
Continue. Yes.
So I sought the help of Mr. Morman. I sent an email and I haven't heard back from him as yet about getting the police clearance.
Okay. I hope you can send the email to Dr. Setlako, and then she will be in a position to help you.
But it doesn't mean that, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Can you send it in the chat? Yes, I can hear you.
Remember, okay. The email address, yes.
Yes, please.
You can write it on the chat box.
Thank you so much.
Fine. The last one that I see who did not get a chance here is Safira Kaladi, and then there are no more new hands.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Safira, go ahead.
Okay, I want to ask, I have paid the registration and I haven't got my study material. I'm a first year. So I wanted to know if we're getting study material or we have to download it online.
The first years will get the study material. Remember, it will be couriered to your place. It takes time. But currently, because you have paid, you have registered, the study material is in your computer, is in your phone. You just go to the Claim My Life UNISA account and then go to the module site, and then you'll get all the study material. You simply download them, copy them onto your desktop. You will be having all tutorial letters, all study material. It's there in your computer. Yes, the hard copy one will be delivered to you.
Okay, but if the study material will come with the DSAR 25.
I don't think it will come. It's online. You'll get it online. The DSAR form is also online. Today,
Prof. Mahalo, sorry to interrupt. I have copied the link for the DSAR 25 form on the chat box. They can just simply, yes, it is there for the placement form.
So just check the chat box. Mr. Moloto has copied the link there. You go to the link and then you complete it. Thank you. I think this was the last student.
Hello.
Had a hand up.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes,
please
I hear the hellos.
It's Nontobeko speaking.
Sweetness, Nontobeko, continue.
Yes. So I'm a first year student, right? And so I'm trying to do research on which school I should do my practicals. And so I'm doing Siswati as a module, and it's a first additional language. I learned English as a home language. And now the area that I'm living in, I can't really find a school that's teaching Siswati in the foundation phase. Any advice on what I should do in order to get a good school? Because I feel like it's going to be impossible for me to find a school that does teaching in foundation phase that has Swati, or is it possible to teach in a school that does Afrikaans?
Memanyaka, can you help the student?
I'm trying to understand. The student says she registered English as a first language.
Yes, as a home language and Siswati as a first additional.
Yeah, I think you can use a Zulu. Remember, even though it's an Afrikaans or it's a Swati, you are still going to write your lesson in English, but only include the concept. Let's say you're teaching vocabulary. Then you'll demonstrate with those words, explaining logo, but you still prepare your lesson in English. So I think if you can find a school that teaches Zulu, it's fine.
Yes, but that's the problem, ma'am. I'm asking because in the area where I'm living, it's mostly Afrikaans. The school that I found teaches Swati from intermediate phase. So does that mean I now have to change my module to Afrikaans because I'm not finding a school that teaches Swati in the foundation phase?
Yeah, if that will help. If you can't find Siswati or Zulu, I thought if you can get any Nguni, Siswati, Zulu, and East Xhosa, you could use that. But if it means there's none, unfortunately, then it means you'll have to switch your first additional language.
So it's possible for me because in high school I learned Siswati. So it's possible for me to now change my module to Afrikaans, even though I learned Siswati in high school.
Sure.
Sorry, can I interrupt?
Dr. Hanaway, can you help?
Can I interrupt? I'm coming in.
Yes.
Students, and this is for everybody, please take note that whatever is on your matric certificate as your home language is what modules you will be registering as home language modules in your degree. And the same for your first additional language. So if Siswati is your first additional language as it is on your matric certificate, then you need to make sure that you are doing the SWA modules in first additional language, not in home language and not in communicative competence. I hope that assists.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Another hand, I Itumeleng Silas Budiba.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me, Prof?
Yes, very clear. Ask.
Okay, thank you. I'm also a first year student, and during my registration phase for TPN 2601, I was allocated a school that I picked at the time that's in Gauteng, in Pretoria, in Soshanguve. And then currently at this moment, I had to relocate to Limpopo in the Skukuni district, just in the village called Tsimanyane, next to Marble Hall and Koblestal. So I wanted to know if it's possible for me to switch the school to maybe a school that's closer in this particular area, or is it that I have to actually go there for the teaching practice?
Mr. Mkati? Okay,
Yes,
any academic, just help.
Yes, you can switch the school, but you'll need to update your DSAR form. You'll have to refill it because remember, wherever you are, we should be able to locate you depending on what level you are. The teaching practice will also need to send you a supervisor. So you can change a school, but it means you have to resubmit your DSAR form.
Okay, intermediate phase, but I had not filled in any form, the DSAR form. I just heard about it today and just downloaded it now.
Yeah, you have to do that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Lauren Vincent?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Thank you. My question is, in the TPF 2601 tutorial letter, it said that we may not do our practicals at a school that is solely for special needs children. And I was wondering why that is.
Yes, it's a requirement. Just go back to your tutorial 102 for teaching practice. We prefer a mainstream school. because that's where you'll get a full exposure of a normal your schools that you would be employed in. The reasons behind, maybe Dr. Staku can help, but strictly it must be a mainstream school, and also make sure it's accredited by Amolis. All those requirements in 102, you need to follow them. Dr. Staku, can you maybe add on what the reasons may be?
You know, we are guided by higher education, and we follow the instruction from the policy or the instruction from higher education. So students have to practice at mainstream schools. And yes, much as that is a challenge, because there are those students who are doing inclusive education and those kind of things. My belief is they also have to get a chance of going to such schools. But now, at the moment, that still needs some debate. We follow what the guidance or the guidelines from higher education. That is the only reason. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Staku, your line is very bad.
Prof. Mabano.
Yeah. Can you write on the chat box, Dr. Staku? We miss so many things. Your line is not good at all. Okay, is there anyone who wants to add?
Hello.
Wants to add?
Hi.
Yes, you can add.
Okay.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I would like to indicate another reason for not allowing students to go to the special schools is because most of our special schools are not following the normal curriculum that is being followed in the public ordinary schools and independent schools. Let me give an example. For some special schools, you'll find that they don't have grades. They don't have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, up to grade 12. They use the classification of the learners, like they will say they've got infants, they've got intermediates, and then they've got senior learners. But that is not senior phase. When they say senior, it's not even senior phase. So they don't use grades. That is another reason why they cannot go to special schools, because with this setup of teaching practice, you will need to indicate the grade that you are going to observe or the grade that you are going to practice your teaching. So if that special school does not have that grade, you'll have a problem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we continue? Sinetemba Vena, ask your question, followed by Saralise Buota. In that order.
Hi.
Sinetemba Vena.
Today. Hello.
Is that Sinetemba? Okay, go ahead, sir, because your mic is on.
Yeah, because I actually have another meeting that I have to attend at work right now. Can I just ask one question with regards to the SACE registration? I see on their website for the requirement for provisional registration, they said there is a letter of employment from a prospective or current employer in a school applicable to all first to third year students studying towards a teaching qualification. Which letter should that be?
Hey, is Dr. Setlaku still here? Can you email Dr. Setlaku the question, because her line is very bad.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Vena Sinetemba.
Sorry. Oh my God, sorry. Hi. I just have one more question. With regards to the teaching practice, for first year for TPS 2601, should the teaching practice be 5 consecutive weeks, or can we also break it up to 3 weeks and 2 weeks?
Is that intermediate and senior phase?
No, I'm doing senior and FET phase.
Okay. Mr. Mukati, Prof. Van
Yeah.
Wyk, Sephora.
Yes, I am here. I can respond to that.
Okay.
You are expected to do your teaching practice for 25 consecutive days. However, if you have any challenges, you need to inform us so that we can advise you to split them. But the policy requires that you do them for 25 consecutive days.
Okay. With regards to the mentor will not be the class that you will be sitting in, because like you advised that if you do senior and FET phase, you should at least have half in the FET and half in the senior phase. So would it be a problem with regards to my mentor, or will the mentor be like a separate teacher at the school?
Mr. Mukati.
Remember, your mentor should be the person that you will be observing during the period of your teaching practice. So when you get to school, let's say, for example, you'll be teaching geography, you need to get a person who is teaching geography. That person becomes your mentor, let's say in grade 10 to 12. Then in the senior phase, you may find that the same person is teaching social sciences. So that person automatically becomes your mentor in the senior phase. I don't know if you have answered your question.
Yes, I understand. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Sinetemba Vena, are you online now? Yes, go ahead, Sinetemba. We can't hear Sinetemba. Okay, let's go to Sarlis Buota.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning,
can you hear
Sarlis. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I have 2 questions regarding the teaching practice. I'm a first year student for the TPS 2601. Dr. Hanaway already answered another question I had about the dates, but I want to know, when I applied to UNISA, I applied for the subject combination CAT, because I want to give computer and technology when I'm finished with my course. So I want to know, the mentor I choose for the practical, should it be the teacher that gives that subject? And I also want to know, I have business management as a subject as well. So should the teacher that gives business studies also be one of my mentors?
I think
Prof. Magano, I'm Professor Van Wyk. Yes,
okay,
I will
Prof.
try to answer the first business studies. Is that for the new module TMS 3704?
No.
Student?
No.
What is the module code? Just give me the module code so I can help you, because you're referring now.
TPS 2601, that's the teaching practice module, but I'm referring to MNB 1501 as the business management subject.
Okay, the business management subject, the MN module that you refer to, is in CAMS, the College of Economic and Management Science. So I cannot answer that part, but Mr. Mokati can answer the TPS or TPN 2601, because that's your teaching practice module. So Mr. Mokati wants to answer that. For the CAT module, that is computer applications technology, that is more than the FET. So that is in another department. I'm not sure whether the lecturer is here, so they teach there. So, but Mr. Mokati can then give you an answer on the TPS 2601. Thank you.
Prof, can I interrupt here, please?
Yes, Prof. Elise.
I just want to clarify that students can only do teaching practice in the modules where they have the academic background, either up to 2nd year or 3rd year level academically in that subject. So it depends on their prerequisites, whether they meet the prerequisites for that specific subject.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Prof. Sarlis, you are done with your questions?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's go back to Sinetemba. This is the last hand that I see, and we close our session. Vena, can you speak?
Hello.
Yes, we hear you now, Vena.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Fine, and you,
Good
Vena?
day. It's not Vena, it's Shalal. I've been raising my hand, but then I'm not getting noticed.
Okay, Shalala.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
Continue, ma'am.
Okay, so ma'am, this is what happened, and this is a question that I asked on Wednesday when we were having another session. And I had a situation whereby I applied for Xitsonga, which is the language that I learned in high school, and then also included English as well. So only after registration to find out that I was just registered for Zulu instead of Xitsonga, and for which I had already done an assignment about it. So now I asked a question to find out that since I have registered for Xitsonga, and then after registration I discovered that I have to do Zulu, should I deregister this Zulu and apply for Xitsonga because I had no information about it? And Mr. Chabango said to me that yes, I should deregister it. But then after I made a follow-up, he said to me that no, I should not register it. It's part of the curriculum. So, and for which I had already deregistered it. And then he said to me that since it's part of it, I should let him know if I receive should I receive an email to say that that Zulu has been deregistered, I should come back to him and let him know so that he can help me to register it again. So right now I'm in a situation where I have to register it since it has been deregistered. So I need an advice on how to do it because I've been trying to send him an email to help me through the situation and he's not replying. And I guess it's going to be a problem should the registration date thing.
Okay. Mr. Shawangu, are you here?
Prof, I don't think he's here. The student can email me. My name is Tevato. My surname is Smolot. I will put my email address on the chat box, Prof, so that I can follow up on the matter. So
is it
I need to investigate first. So my email address will be, my direct email address will be on the chat box. I'm going to put it there now, Prof.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We are done. We are done, students. I don't see any hand.
Hi, sorry, Prof.
Oh, there's another one. Okay, come in. Come in.
Hi, it's Kyle here. I actually raised my hand as well. I filled in the DSA R25 form. I'm a first year senior phase and FET student. However, I made a mistake. I did it for 4 weeks instead of 5. Should I go ahead and submit another form to get the amended dates?
Yes, Prof. I think the latter was saying he completed 4 weeks instead of 5 weeks. Yes. I would say if anything else is not changing on that DSAR 25, he must just submit another form so that we be on the safe side, Prof. So that they allocate him the weeks that he suggested. You understand? So he can resubmit another one to the relevant department, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Students, if there are no other hands.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Come in.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, it's Nigiwe again. So I have a few questions as well. The first one, I think it was asked, but we couldn't get it clear because the line was discarded. So my question is, what if the mentor teacher that you are given is only in the senior phase? So should I be allocated another mentor teacher when I'm doing the FET part?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. You need to, in that case, you are going to have two mentor teachers. You are going to have a mentor in the senior phase, and you are also going to have a mentor in the FET phase.
Because I'm measuring mathematics and English. So the maths teacher that I was given is only in the senior phase, but the English one it's in both senior and FET.
As long as this mentor teacher can observe your lessons in the senior phase and in the FET phase.
Yes, exactly.
You cannot have a teaching practice module where there is no mentor teacher.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And my other question is it not a problem if I will be doing my practicals like in my previous school where I matriculated?
No, that's a problem.
No, it's not a problem. You can do it.
It's not a problem,
Yeah.
but you are not learning anything new. You see, these people are your teachers and you are used to them. So why not try a new territory altogether? Because when you are going to find employment, you'll be faced with new challenges and you won't be able to address them because you were used to Marikana High School and you still go do teaching practice at Marikana High School. So what new knowledge do you get? You know, you need to challenge yourself and put yourself in a new context because you are going to work in a new environment altogether. So just challenge yourself a bit. That's the advice that I can give you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I think we are done. Oh, there's another
Hello.
Ma'am.
Hello, come in. Hello.
I want to ask.
I have another.
My question is based on this topic. So I have registered for matric exemption, and they sent me an email that said I should submit my ID copy, but not by fax or scanned. So I wanted to know where should I submit them?
Sure.
Hello.
Miss Temoloto, and can you assist on this one? The submission of documents for exemption.
Prof, thank you very much. I think they need to send it to ad hoc credits, but however, they can direct it to the Edu Enquiries inbox, and then we will facilitate the request on their behalf. There is an email of studyinfo@unisa.ac.za, which deals with all applications and registration issues too. But they can send it to us, Prof. We will facilitate it to the correct department.
Thank you very much for that help.
Thank you, sir.
Another one.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay. I'm studying PGCE, PFC 104T. I have registered it. I'm doing my teaching practice. I started on the 15th of February, which ends at the end of the term on the 23rd of April. And that is the only module I have. And I haven't received anything about the FI concession or something. So I was asking, is it possible that I can be pardoned because this is the teaching practice? It's the only module I have for me to complete the course.
Okay, you did not submit your portfolio last year in October.
No, I'm doing it this year.
So you can't get an FI concession before you do the course. You must study it, go to school, do teaching practice.
I am at the school. I'm doing the teaching practice, and my P1 and P2 ends this year, April the 23rd. I 10 weeks. when the schools close, then the teaching practice will be done. So my question is, would I be pardoned? Because I think I needed also to do the practicals. I'm doing them currently.
Can I come in quickly, Prof. Magano?
Yes,
Can I ask, is this
Dr.
the role? Oh, sorry, Donna, go ahead, Donna.
Sorry. Student, there are no FI concessions or pardons for teaching practice because we have to meet the requirements with the Department of Higher Education and Training. So there's no FI concessions or the likes. You will have to complete your teaching practice now and submit the portfolios. And then should you pass them, you will graduate at the end of you will have a complete degree at the end of this year.
The question I have is, I'm going to be finishing in April, both of them.
But
I'm
because
doing
they
them
are
current.
Yes, but because they are year modules, you have to see them out as they are year modules. So that means that they will only be assessed at the end of the year.
Okay.
Thank you. I think you answered it so well. Thank you very much. In the
Hello,
absence
ma'am.
of questions,
Hello.
students, the session has come to an end. Can we write the questions on the chat board? It's 12:02. We intended to finish at 12. Thank you very much for honoring this. Continue to write on the chat box. We have the team, our academics are here. The student admin is here to respond to all the questions. May the good Lord bless you and have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye, all the students and all the academics who participated in this, our sign language interpreter. Thank you very much, Ms. Winnie. We are going to clear all the videos. We will post them on the social media module site. There will be clean videos as the final copies of the entire 3-day sessions. Thank you very much for all the experience that we had of the 4IR. We were attempting something new and we managed. Thank you very much, colleagues and students. May the good Lord bless you. Have a blessed weekend. Bye.
Thank you, Prof.
Bye.
Bye, Prof. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Good luck, students.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, students. Bye, everyone.
As I have explained during the session,
Thank you.
to register since he understood my question in our previous session.
So you're saying you want me to revise them? Oh, about that, yeah. I'm sorry, what?
Hmm.